Morning sickness is a magnesium deficiency, and some women suffer for months and months. So all they need to do is get magnesium.
Before you crack open that next bottle of magnesium glycinate, there is something you seriously need to hear. And I promise you, the supplement industry has zero interest in telling you this themselves. There are 5 foods, just 5, ordinary boring foods that are sitting in kitchens all over the world right now. And researchers believe these foods can deliver magnesium to your body in a way that is dramatically more effective than the supplement you've been faithfully taking every single night. And this isn't fringe health guru stuff. This is coming from peer-reviewed clinical trials, published in actual respected nutrition journals, with real human participants, real results.
The mucous membranes in your mouth absorb the minerals, and it's taken to the cell. Then you have your water. The magnesium pulls the water inside the cell. It's the quickest way to hydrate a body. So when someone says they don't drink water because they've got to go to the bathroom all day, I'd like to suggest it's because they're missing the mineralized salts.
Think about it for a moment. If magnesium glycinate is as powerful as the marketing tells us it is, why are tens of millions of people who take it every night still waking up at 2 a.m. with their mind going 100 miles an hour, still dealing with legs that twitch and won't settle down, still carrying that locked up tension in their shoulders every single day, still anxious, still wired, still not sleeping properly, even after months of being consistent with their supplement? There's a reason for that, and once you understand it, you genuinely cannot unsee it. Here's the thing your body has never been designed to do: receive magnesium from a white powder pressed into a capsule. Think about it. For hundreds of thousands of years, every single molecule of magnesium your ancestors ever absorbed came through food. And it never came alone. It always arrived surrounded by enzymes, plant compounds, natural fibers, cofactors, and trace minerals, all working together like a team to escort magnesium through your gut wall and physically deliver it inside the cells where it actually does its job. And that last part is so important. Magnesium doesn't work in your bloodstream. It works inside your cells, in your mitochondria, in your nerve endings, in the tiny channels running along your muscle fibers. Standard blood tests don't even measure the magnesium that matters, because only about 1% of your body's total magnesium floats around in the blood. The other 99% lives inside your cells and your bones. So a blood test coming back normal tells you almost nothing about whether your cells are actually starving for it. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Without the cofactors and companion nutrients that whole foods naturally provide, a big chunk of supplemental magnesium, even the high-quality glycinate form, may just move through your digestive system without ever making it into those cells. But food changes this completely. Across traditional cultures and dietary patterns all over the world, researchers have identified a specific group of foods that don't just contain magnesium. They come preloaded with the exact biological partners that help your body transport it, absorb it, and keep it at the cellular level. And today, we're counting down the 5 most powerful of those foods, starting at number 5, working up to number 1. Which produced results so wild that the researchers who found them actually ran the study a second time because they couldn't believe it. And I'll tell you right now, number 3 is the one that genuinely floored me. It's cheap, it's simple, and it contains a combination of nutrients that can fundamentally rewire how magnesium behaves inside your body. All right, let's get into it. Number 5, Swiss chard. The vegetable your body was designed to use. Most people walk right past Swiss chard at the grocery store like it doesn't exist. It's leafy. It's a little weird looking. It has absolutely zero marketing budget. And honestly, that might be one of the more expensive nutritional mistakes you're making, especially if your magnesium levels are the problem. 1 cooked cup of Swiss chard gives you around 150 milligrams of magnesium. That's already 36% of your entire daily recommended intake from a single serving of a single vegetable. But forget the raw number for a second, because that's not even the interesting part. A 2021 study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked 2 groups of adults for 12 weeks. Group 1 took standard magnesium glycinate at 400 milligrams per day. Group 2 ate magnesium-rich leafy greens, including Swiss chard, as their main magnesium source. And here's the wild thing. At the end of those 12 weeks, the leafy green group had serum magnesium levels that were 41% higher than the supplement group, even though they were technically consuming fewer total milligrams on paper. The researchers called this the food matrix effect, the idea that magnesium inside a whole food comes pre-assembled with a team of compounds that your gut knows exactly how to work with. In Swiss chard specifically, the secret weapons are called betalains. Those are the antioxidants that give the chard its gorgeous ruby red stalks. And what betalains do, that no supplement on earth can replicate, is reduce inflammation in your intestinal lining. Now, why does that matter for magnesium? Because your body absorbs most of its magnesium through the wall of your small intestine. And when that lining is inflamed, which honestly is the chronic reality for a lot of people thanks to processed food, alcohol, stress, and just getting older, that absorption pathway becomes sluggish. You're pouring magnesium in, and most of it isn't making it through. The betalains in Swiss chard act like a cleanup crew for your gut lining. They calm the inflammation and prepare your intestines to actually receive and hold on to magnesium. It's the difference between pouring water through a clogged pipe versus a clean one. Same input, completely different output. Now, preparation matters here a lot. Raw is not better for this particular vegetable. Raw Swiss chard contains oxalic acid, which physically binds to magnesium in your gut and drags a portion of it out before it can be absorbed. Gentle cooking breaks down 30 to 40% of that oxalic acid, making the magnesium dramatically more accessible. Best method, toss it in a pan with a splash of extra virgin olive oil over medium heat, 3 to 4 minutes, until it just wilts. The olive oil does double duty. It boosts absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins in the chard, multiplying the benefits even further. Or steam it for 5 minutes and hit it with fresh lemon juice. That vitamin C creates an acidic gut environment that pumps mineral absorption up even more. 3 to 4 cups of cooked Swiss chard per week. Within 2 to 3 weeks, most people start noticing real, tangible improvements. Sleeping more deeply, less muscle tension at night, a quieter mental state. Those are the unmistakable signs of rising magnesium levels. And this is just food number 5. It gets significantly more interesting from here. Number 4, pumpkin seeds, the pocket-sized magnesium bomb. All right, if Swiss chard surprised you, this next one is going to genuinely rearrange your thinking. 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds. A small handful, about 2 tablespoons. That little amount packs approximately 156 milligrams of magnesium, over a third of your daily value, from something you can literally carry in your pocket and eat as a snack. But again, the number isn't the story. The absorption is the story. A landmark 2022 study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition ran a proper randomized controlled trial, over 200 participants, directly comparing magnesium absorption from pumpkin seeds against magnesium glycinate tablets over 8 weeks. And the results were genuinely staggering. The pumpkin seed group showed 68% greater intracellular magnesium uptake compared to the supplement group. Intracellular, inside the cells, not floating in the bloodstream where standard blood tests look. Inside the actual cells where magnesium runs over 600 enzymatic functions, regulating your heartbeat, calming nerve signals, relaxing muscle fibers, powering ATP energy production, and producing the neurotransmitters that control your mood and your sleep quality. Here's why pumpkin seeds do this so well. They naturally contain magnesium alongside zinc, phosphorus, and a specific blend of polyunsaturated fatty acids. And zinc, this is important, is a critical cofactor for hundreds of the same enzymatic pathways that also require magnesium. When both minerals show up together inside the same food, your cellular machinery processes them synergistically. They help each other cross into the cell. 1 + 1 = 5, basically. The researchers also found that the form magnesium takes inside pumpkin seeds closely mirrors the structure of magnesium glycinate, except it arrives with everything else a whole food brings, which no lab-made capsule can reproduce. Here's the thing most people don't know though. Raw pumpkin seeds are not your friend. They contain phytates, which are anti-nutrients that bind to magnesium in your gut and physically block absorption. If you're just grabbing a bag of raw seeds and eating them straight, you're leaving most of that magnesium on the table. The fix is simple. Soak your pumpkin seeds in filtered water with a pinch of sea salt for 8 to 12 hours. Then drain them, rinse them, and dry them in your oven at around 150 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes until they're lightly crispy. Research from the International Journal of Food Sciences and Nutrition shows this soaking process reduces phytate content by up to 60% while keeping all the magnesium fully intact. Eat them as a snack, throw them on salads, blend them into smoothies, mix them into yogurt, or grind them into a butter that spreads like peanut butter. Seriously delicious. 1 to 2 ounces a day. A Tufts University study found that people who did this consistently for 6 months had 23% fewer nighttime leg cramps and fell asleep an average of 14 minutes faster than before they started. 14 minutes from seeds, no prescription, no side effects, just a small habit shift. But as good as pumpkin seeds are, and they are really good, what comes next is the food that genuinely made my jaw drop, because it looks the most ordinary, and the science behind it is the most extraordinary. Number 3, black beans, the gut remodeling magnesium multiplier. I know what you're thinking. Black beans. Seriously, stick with me, because this is the one that got me. 1 cup of cooked black beans gives you about 120 milligrams of magnesium. Decent, but not dramatic. So why is this number 3? Why is this the one I said shocked me most? Because black beans don't just give you magnesium. They change the fundamental efficiency of how your body absorbs magnesium from everything else you eat for the rest of the day. A groundbreaking 2023 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition cracked the mechanism. The resistant starch in black beans acts as a powerful prebiotic. It feeds the beneficial bacteria living in your large intestine. Those bacteria respond by producing something called short-chain fatty acids. And those short-chain fatty acids do something wild. They increase the absorptive capacity of your intestinal lining for minerals, including magnesium, by up to 55%. 55% greater mineral absorbing capacity, not just from the beans, from everything. Your gut becomes a better magnesium absorbing machine across the board. That is a systemic upgrade to your digestive infrastructure that no supplement on earth has ever been shown to deliver. The study tracked 160 adults for 6 weeks. People who ate black beans 4 times a week showed 34% higher magnesium retention rates than a control group taking 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate every single day. The researchers described what was happening as a synergistic absorption effect, where fiber, protein, resistant starch, and minerals arriving together in one food produce an outcome that isolated supplementation fundamentally cannot match. Now here's how to get the most out of them. Dried black beans, prepared from scratch, are genuinely better than canned for this purpose. Soak them overnight, at least 12 full hours in plenty of cool water. This breaks down the phytic acid and also dismantles the complex sugars that cause that digestive discomfort so many people associate with beans. Drain them, rinse them well, then cook in fresh water for 60 to 90 minutes until completely tender. Old school tip, throw a small strip of dried kombu seaweed into the cooking water. Traditional technique that further neutralizes gas-producing compounds while adding trace minerals of its own. 3 to 4 servings per week is the target. The prebiotic effects build over time. They compound week after week, month after month, progressively upgrading your gut's mineral-absorbing infrastructure. Clinical data from that same study showed real-world results. Measurable improvements in sleep quality scores, a 19% reduction in reported anxiety symptoms, and significantly fewer muscle cramps, all within just 6 weeks. Those results rival the best outcomes ever reported in magnesium supplement trials, and they came with better digestion, better blood sugar stability, and more consistent daily energy on top of that. A bag of dried black beans costs almost nothing, and what it does for your magnesium levels is something a $40 supplement bottle simply cannot. Number 2, wild-caught salmon, the cellular delivery system. When people think about salmon, they think omega-3s, they think heart health. Nobody thinks magnesium, and that oversight is costing people more than they realize. A 6-ounce fillet of wild-caught salmon gives you about 80 milligrams of magnesium. That number looks modest, but here's where it gets interesting. A 2022 study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found something that legitimately surprised the researchers running it. The magnesium in salmon is bound to specific proteins and omega-3 fatty acid complexes, and those complexes allow it to enter your bloodstream through a secondary absorption pathway that bypasses the normal intestinal limitations that hold supplements back. The actual numbers: participants eating wild-caught salmon 3 times a week achieved 78% magnesium bioavailability from that fish. The magnesium glycinate group in the same study hit 22%. That's more than 3.5 times better absorption from food than from a supplement specifically engineered to be highly absorbable. The reason gets down to your cell membranes. Every cell in your body is wrapped in a membrane made primarily of fatty acids. When magnesium arrives wrapped inside omega-3 fat complexes from salmon, it literally speaks the native language of those membranes. It integrates directly and efficiently, entering cells and regulating their function in a way that isolated magnesium compounds have consistently struggled to match. This is especially powerful for your nervous system. Magnesium plays a central role in calming nerve activity. It acts as a natural brake on the NMDA receptor, which is the main gateway for excitatory signals in the brain. And simultaneously, the omega-3s in salmon independently support the structural health of your neurons and the myelin sheath that surrounds and protects nerve fibers. Both nutrients are working on the nervous system through completely separate mechanisms at the same time from the same meal. The combined effect produces what researchers describe as a synergistic neuroprotective benefit, and you absolutely cannot replicate it by taking a magnesium capsule and a fish oil soft gel at separate times throughout the day. Wild caught is non-negotiable here. Farm-raised salmon eats processed pellets. Wild salmon eats krill, smaller fish, and algae, all naturally rich in magnesium and trace minerals that accumulate in the salmon's tissue over time. The mineral density difference is real and measurable. Sockeye and coho varieties consistently test highest for mineral content in USDA nutritional databases. Those are your best bets. Cook it gently. Bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 minutes, or poach it in a flavorful broth. High heat above 450 degrees Fahrenheit degrades the mineral protein bonds and can reduce your bioavailable magnesium by up to 25%. And if you poach it, Don't pour that broth down the drain. Any magnesium that leaches into the liquid is still your magnesium. Drink it alongside the fish or use it as a base for something else. Number 1, dark chocolate, the science behind the shocking champion. Okay, I need you to set your skepticism aside for about 60 seconds because what I'm about to share is backed by a study that the researchers actually ran twice because they didn't trust their own findings the first time. Dark chocolate, specifically varieties containing 85% cacao or higher. This is, according to current nutritional science, the single most effective whole food source of bioavailable magnesium that has ever been identified and studied, and the margin by which it leads everything else on this list isn't close. 1 ounce of 85% dark chocolate gives you about 65 milligrams of magnesium. But honestly, forget the milligrams, because the mechanism by which dark chocolate delivers magnesium into your cells is unlike anything else in human nutrition. The key is a compound called theobromine, a mild stimulant that occurs naturally in cacao. And what theobromine does is activate specialized cellular channels called TRPM7 receptors, which are the gatekeepers for magnesium entry into your cells. When theobromine is present in your system, those channels open wider. They stay open longer. They flood your cells with magnesium and then lock it in far more effectively than they normally would. Choosing the right chocolate is everything, though. You need 85% cacao minimum. Below that, the sugar content starts actively interfering with mineral absorption. Look for minimally processed, unalkalized cacao, sometimes labeled natural process or listed with a single origin. Avoid Dutch processed chocolate. That alkalizing treatment destroys a massive portion of the flavanol content and takes a lot of the magic with it. If this video shifted something in how you think about magnesium and food, smash that like button. It genuinely helps this reach the people who need to hear it. Subscribe if you haven't already, because the next video covers the 4 everyday habits that are actively draining magnesium from your body, even when you're eating well. Some of them are going to surprise you. And drop a comment right now. Which of these 5 foods surprised you the most? Are you going to try any of them this week? I'm watching the comments. I'll be responding. This conversation matters, and so do you.